Okie dokie. In this video, I'll be taking a look at the Gatsby Source WordPress plugin and scaffolding out a site with the Gatsby Default starter using some WordPress content. So Caitlin Pitt has kindly agreed to let me use his data in this video. So I'm just going to jump in and start configuring a site with his data. So I'm going to use the Gatsby CLI, say new, Caitlin's Tech. It's going to spin up a new project in the folder Caitlin's.tech. So if I split my terminal here, go back into my fish shell and Caitlin's Tech, switch to that and open up my Visual Studio Code. So I've got this alias to OBS Code just so there's bigger fonts on things and it's better for the video basically. So if you take a look in here, it's got bigger text. So first up, I'm going to want to configure the plugin. So let's go back to where we were here and yarn add this to the project. Go back to my terminal and yarn add Gatsby Source WordPress. And over on that one as well. And before I spin up the dev server, I'm just going to configure this plugin here. So as you can see, there's a fair few options. I'm just going to copy pasta, YOLO dev it, all of this, and I'm just going to put that into the Gatsby config file. So if I do Control P here, and then search for config, check the Gatsby config file. And then in here, I'm going to move these up here because I like plugins without a config separate from all the ones which do. It's just me being weird. Paste all that in and just going to need the URL Caitlin's site because I can't spell his name. So in here, here's the base URL. Let's put that in here. And then put this up here as well. Boop. With Gatsby. And delete that. I'm not sure if that description shows up in the site anywhere, but let's just concentrate on this config for now. So I don't have any auth access, so let's just comment that out. And this, I guess. I don't think I've got any access to that. And I don't know. Let's just save that for now. And take a look in here if we can say yarn develop. And then let's open up our localhost 8000. Move this off to the side here. And then put our terminal, our text editor over to this side. So yeah, I don't think these paths exist on Caitlin's WordPress instance. That appears to have finished. So let's just go to the browser, hit refresh here. There we go. Right, so I also want to take a look at the what data was brought into the Gatsby schema. So if I duplicate this tab and then go to / ___ GraphQL, I can start taking a look at what data the Gatsby schema has pulled in for us. So in here, look for something like all WordPress post, and then the nodes, and then something like slug. Actually point to the post, an excerpt, maybe in a title. The title would be good. An excerpt here. Try running that. Cool. So then each one of these here is an individual post on Caitlin's site. So now I can take that query like this and then use that in Gatsby. So let's switch over to, move this over to the side here, go back to VS Code here and pop out the side panel here with Control B and take a look at the index page. There's that side panel. Okay, so this is the index page. I want to default that, and this is going to take data as a prop, which is going to be in a GraphQL query. That's going to be GraphQL. So GraphQL is going to auto import. It did. We've got GraphQL here. We're going to put in some backticks. Basically, sorry, not basically, that that query we just wrote in the Graphical Explorer. So now, if I go to this and just interpolate a console log, actually, rather than do it here, what I could do is wrap these up in curlies, and we're going to return this, and then console log the data, and see what we got in there. Hit save, and then go over to the console on the browser here, all WordPress post, nodes, and that looks like all the data I need. So I can start scaffolding out the posts now. So let's make this a bit bigger. Oh, actually, keep it over here. Sorry about that. Take all that out, and we don't need this. Let's log this anymore. So let's with the data, I can. So the reason, let's just go back to this. The reason why I've wrapped this in a return statement here is so at a later date I could sort of destructure out the details for the data here. But for now, it's gonna map over them and just make sure I can get all the data from all WordPress here, and then .nodes, and I'm going to map over that. And then this is going to be a post. And for each post, I'm going to want to return some content. But for now, let's just have it in a link. And this link will just be yo. Hit save. Okay, so each one of those yos is one of these P's here. So that's not broken. So in our link, I'm going to want to get the slug, and I'll also have this as the key. Maybe I could find the ID later and use that, because I don't think having the slug as a key is going to be good, but that's going to be p.slug. Okay, and then in here, I need to wrap this in some parentheses. I'm going to want to have, let's say, h2, and then that's going to be the p.title. Let's try saving it. Cool. And then I'm going to want to have we're going to want to have the title, I guess. We've got p.title here. We have that as yeah, h2 is fine. So we want to have the excerpt, put it into a p, and dangerous to set in a HTML, which takes this weird notation here, and then that'll be p.excerpt. And I'm going to want to truncate that because I think it's like 250 characters, and I want it to like 150. So let's do substring. and that'll be 0, 150, and then that'll just be a self-closing p tag. Take a look at that. Okay, that looks better. But obviously this link is going to need to point somewhere. This is going to be to the slug of the post. So they should all, there we go. And then clicking on one of those obviously is going to take me to the page. But at the moment, those pages aren't created. So I'm going to need to do that in Gatsby Node. So that's okay for our index page for now. Let's take a look at Gatsby Node. So do Control P, Gatsby Node, and in here, I'm going to want to use some of the Gatsby functions. So I'm going to want to have a path to a template, which I'll need to use. So that's going to be require path from Node, and then going to export the create pages function, which is async, and that is going to be have the actions ones, GraphQL. Always spell GraphQL wrong, and the reporter. Cool. So we are going to want to get the results from our GraphQL query, which is going to be the result, which are going to await GraphQL, and then we're going to put in our the same GraphQL query we used in here. I think all we're going to need really, copy paste this, is the slug. Oops, did I? Oh, copy, paste, hit save. Okay, so just going to do a bit of error checking here. So it's if the result errors, then I'm going to want to use the reporter panic. I've got this from Learn with JSON, and we're going to report the error loading posts here, and going to JSON stringify the results, which is results.error. Let's save that. Cool. So it's all still formatting nicely. Pretty is not denying me any formatting, so this all seems to be okay. So with the result, I'm going to want to the result data. What? I'm going to have this put a posts label on this here, and then have this as data posts dot nodes, and then for each post in posts, I'm going to want to use the actions to create a page, and then in here I'm going to want to pass the path, and that is going to be the panel. It's annoying that, sorry about that. And this is going to be, we're going to interpolate that string and have posts.slug, and then this is also going to take a component which I haven't made yet, but that's going to have the resolve to the path here, and I'm going to have that in source templates, and I'm going to call it post.js. And then this is also going to take the context, which will be some curly braces, which will be the slug, and post.slug. Hit save. We're looking okay. So next thing I think is to make sure I haven't broken anything. Try refreshing that. All seems good. I should still get the 404 because I haven't restarted the dev server. So let's do that now. And then see if anything's broken. Okay, those appear to be different error messages. Different but the same, I think. Probably going to get an error because I haven't actually made the post template. Let's do that now. They're in source here. I'm going to say new file and have templates, post.js. And then this is just going to be import React from React. This is going to take the data. But for now, I'm just going to have a React fragment with a h1 of yo. Hit save. Okay, this needs to return that. Cool. So let's see if that's broken. Hit refresh here. It doesn't appear to have worked. So why is that? Maybe it's because I hadn't actually created that template. So let's just restart this again. Okie dokie. So, no. Okay, still not creating the posts. Why is that? Huh. Take a look at error messages. Results. Result is not defined. Oh, because I can't type. Res. Wow. There you go. So apologies if you were screaming at the screen for that. My bad. So I'll just rename that with hit F2, which allows you just to rename that. So now I can actually iterate through the pages. Should work. Just waiting for the build process to finish here. Try that now. No, still not working. Why is that? Posts. Oh, post.slug. Oh man. Again. Save. Yeah, needs to be restarted. Okay. Got those nice error messages still. how are we looking now? So if anyone from Gatsby is listening, this is really annoying. Okay, cool. So clicking on this will take us to the path which Gatsby has created the page for each one of the slugs we're passing in here. But at the moment it just says yo, because that's all we've got on our post here. So now going to need to have a very, I won't say specific post, but a GraphQL query for this, which is going to be a post query, much the same as we did for the index page, but this is going to take in the slug which has been passed to it by the context from Gatsby Node here, and then we're going to use that to query for the path in Gatsby in WordPress page here. So let's go ahead and build this out quickly. So post.query is going to be GraphQL, and it's going to be some backticks, and then this is going to be a query where we're going to have a slug of type string, which is required. That's what the bang is for. And then just going to get WordPress post, and then this is going to take the slug which is being passed to it from Gatsby Node here via the context, and this is going to equal the slug which we're passing into the query here. Cool. And then we're going to want to get the title and content and the date. Hit save. Log. Cool. Nothing's broken. Nothing's broken yet. So in here, we're bringing in our data, and I can destructure out some of the values from data WordPress post here. So this is why I do a lot of copy pasting, just so there's no errors, or at least the spelling mistake is consistent. Content, and date, and then for the title, save. Cool. And just going to wrap this in the Gatsby layout component, which is auto imported. Nice. So next up would be, let's bring the date. Save on that. So we've got this ISO time format. I think we can do format string with this, and not like that. I think it goes in. Yeah. How's that look? Cool. Okay, so last up, the body, which we'll put in a main tag. And this is going to be a self-closing one again with dangerously set in a HTML, which has this weird HTML notation. And this is going to be content. Try that. Oh, need to close it. Cool. Okay, so this, you can now navigate around the sites, the posts on Caitlin's site here. Looks like it's got images, code formatting. Cool. So that's the sort of basics for it. We've got what we need there. So let's just review what we've done with the code here. I know it seemed a bit janky at times, but apologies for that. So first up, we configured the Gatsby source WordPress, used the base URL for Caitlin's site, used the HTTPS protocol, and I just disabled all the rest of the options here because I don't really know what they do just yet. Then used the built-in Gatsby Graphical Explorer to sort of shape the data for the page here, and then used that to map over the data and just display that on the main page here. Then I had to build a page for each one of these slugs which are on Caitlin's site. So with that, I used the Gatsby Node create pages function to query the data, and then I just needed the slug for this, didn't really need the title and excerpt, and then pass that slug via the context to each one of the posts, to the post template, so it could create each page for that, which is what we're looking at here. So there's a lot more we can do. I've covered that with the video series on build a blog, but that's with MDX. This is with WordPress, but it goes a lot more into depth on like not pagination, but like navigating between posts and other little bits like that. But this was just an overview of how to get data from WordPress into a Gatsby front end. So hope you liked the video. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks. Bye bye.